Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I am bloody sick at the moment. Oh, it's horrible. I'm so sorry that I can't put a lot of videos out at the minute. But what I can try and do is give you some Diablo 3 content. Now, the way that I want to present Diablo 3 going forward, this is going to be sort of a major coverage project for me, is to do so in a way that's actually informative as opposed to Let's Play. Because, let's be honest, everyone is doing that. And for the most part, it's pretty bad. There are a couple of people who I would highly recommend, needless to say, including Husky, Starcraft, and Yorkscast. However, I don't feel comfortable doing the same thing as them, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now, in this video, what I'm going to try and do is present you some monster lore, and there's a lot of lore in this game. It's all narrated by mostly Deckard Cain. There's a couple of other characters, but it is mostly Deckard Cain. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the lore pages for each monster that you encounter in the beta. The beta is about 90 minutes long. It goes up to the killing of King Leoric, and what I will also do is I'm going to superimpose me fighting those monsters over the video so that you can have a look at the monsters, you can find out a little bit about them, and learn a little bit of the storyline behind Diablo 3. And this is kind of the style of videos that I'm going to be doing on this subject. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to stay a while and listen.
Demons have been known to devour their own young when no other nourishment is available. Their offspring, the imps, sometimes manage to flee and band together with other demon spawn. They rove in vicious packs, ready to descend upon the unwary traveler and rip his body to shreds with their tiny needle-sharp teeth. The tragedies in these lands have left many restless spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will take out their vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them.
The Unburied are formed from human corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it, and I would expect any other sensible person to do the same.
The Grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers within their hideously malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom. I will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning. The wretched mothers were once normal women, but in death they serve a dark purpose. These horrors feast upon the remains of cadavers, then use foul magic to regurgitate the bodies as newly formed risen dead. One must slay the mother quickly, or her nightmarish spawn will continue to grow in number. Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come. I was able to trace some carrion bats back to one of their nests. What I found shocked me. The nest itself is a living organism, a mature bat that has been mutated by the darkest of magics. I no longer doubt that demonic forces have corrupted these creatures.
Quill fiends are a common nuisance in the Western lands, and I have had my own tents ransacked by them. During an expedition to Kandurus, I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse. Quill fiends are dangerous. Underestimate them at your peril. Scavengers are ugly, pathetic creatures who survive off of carrion and corpses, too diseased to attract any other carnivores. I did once meet a raggedy fellow who claimed that he had trained one of the beasts to bring him large rats to eat. But I'm sure the story is utter nonsense.
The Zatarum high priests in Kurast proclaimed Leoric king of Honduras many years ago. He ruled well until Diablo's influence drove him mad, and the loyal knight Lac Danan was forced to slay him. Afterward, Diablo himself raised Leoric from the dead as the Skeleton King, until the monarch's son, Aiden, vanquished him